adjust the audio. So maybe, let's see if I'm, ooh, something's live. Something's doing something somewhere. All right, I'll mute you. So I'll when you hear me introduce you, then we're live.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everybody, if anybody's watching. Testing out something new. Oh, it's upside down. That's not going to work. Let's try that again. Hold on, everybody. There we go. There we go. How about that? Now let's see if the audio works. It's delayed. I think. How about that? Yeah, the audio works. That's awesome. Hey, everybody. Okay. Jennifer, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just crash into this thing. It's working on Facebook. Hey, oh, yeah, let me play the little music thing here. Hold on. Watch your ears.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
All right, it's just, that's just it. This is Liquid Lunch for the day. And as you can see on your video, it's just me in my chair in front of my mic. But not alone, because Jennifer Edwards, 4J Brewing, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. Thank you for, jumping on impromptu like this. This is cool. What do you got going on today?
Absolutely. Thank you. Just some random stuff in the warehouse, deep cleaning the brewing system since it's been a year. So I don't know why I chose the exact same week to clean the brewing system and get ready for the anniversary party this weekend. But
I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah, keeping me busy though.
That blows my mind. So let me think about this. Now you and I was just at Ingenious yesterday. Mm-hmm. And who else? Is there anybody else that's coming up on a year? I feel like there's other years around here.
Great Heights and Texas Leaguer were around the same time, but they're a few months ahead, so they already had theirs.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure there's in a few months. I mean, every month I feel like there'll be somebody. So it's the best time of year right now.
Yeah.
It's brewery season.
This is like the 9 months out from Valentine's or something for breweries. Because we've got a bunch of other ones that have just popped online.
Exactly.
So
yep.
Megaton is getting ready to have their grand opening, I believe, this weekend as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fortress, True Anomaly, and Astral just had theirs.
Yep.
So it's
the best time of the year other than football season and Christmas. So brewery season.
It's right. Well, it really is when you think about, like, okay, so we've had St. Patty's Day, which is, what else do? You drink beer.
Right.
And we've got crawfish season here in Houston, in this area. There was Mardi Gras.
Yep.
Yesterday was the first day of spring.
Yep.
So why not drink
baseball opening days coming up?
Yes, 1 week from today is the Astros opener playing Tampa Bay, which this is where I don't have the graphic because Kennedy's not here. Kennedy, I think, is in San Antonio. I'm not sure. Kennedy, if you end up listening, message me and I can put you on. Maybe if Jennifer decides that she's done. But next week we'll be at Thistle Draft Shop, Jennifer, again.
Nice.
Because we were just there for the Interbrews Pink Boot Society round. Well, do you call it a round table? Like the Texas table? Mm-hmm. And you were a part of that. So episode 197 of Interbrews. If you haven't listened, go listen. Do yourself a favor. But yeah, we'll be back at Thistle next week for Astros opening day, a pre-game party. The game starts at 3. And then we're going to start the show, obviously, at noon. And
That's awesome.
If you got nothing else going on, just want to drink beer and watch baseball all day, then come hang out.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, so plenty of beer drinking excuses if you need one. What are y'all going to do for your big shindig?
So we have live music from 1 to 4. We have Benny's Dogs cooking up delicious hot dogs, beef, gator, and venison hot dogs all day long. And we have 2 beer releases, and then we have some new glassware as well.
Okay, let's take each one of those one at a time. First of all, gator dogs. Have you ever had a gator dog?
I had a sample of theirs. It's very good.
What does it taste like?
Gator? I don't know.
Is it? Do they fry the gator? I guess it's made into a hot dog. So
yeah, it's a hot dog. So, but it's like really. I mean, it's really good. It's really good.
Okay. I would definitely try that. What do they put on it? Did they put just normal hot dog stuff on it, or is there like?
Yeah, you can order whatever you can. They have a couple like preset menu items that it's already a mixture of various ingredients, and then or you can just make your own. So they do like sauerkraut, mustard, sriracha mayo, onions, all your basics, regular stuff, and cheese, chili, just about anything. So it's really, really good.
Which of your beers would you pair with a gator dog?
I have no idea. Blonde or IPA, maybe.
Okay.
Something just kind of easy to drink with it, maybe.
So, like gator has kind of a delicate flavor. You don't want to.
Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting one.
Okay.
Never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This weekend would be a prime opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
To get everybody weigh in and decide what 4-day beer pairs best with a gator dog. All right, now next item. So we good eclectic food, something new to try, broaden your horizons.
Yep.
Live music. Who's playing? What are they playing?
Dylan Trim is playing, and he has a good assortment of music that he plays. We actually had him on our second opening last year, so it's kind of funny that he's back again a year later. So
no, it works.
It'll be good. He's really good.
Okay. Now, so live music, check. Dogs, check.
Yep.
Beer releases. What did you say? You got 2?
Yes. So we are doing a brown ale, and I think it came out to about 6.8%. So that'll be fun. And then we are doing a blood orange IPA.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, with Texas blood oranges. So that'll be really tasty.
Blood orange. I love blood oranges. I've got a blood orange tree, and
oh yeah, that's right.
They don't last very long when they pop out.
Yeah.
Hey Matt's watching right now on Facebook, so hey to Matt. Okay, so the brown ale. What did you say the ABV was on the brown ale?
I haven't measured it just because I'm about to keg it right now, but I haven't measured it in a couple days. I think it was going to be around 6.7.
Okay, hearty. So what when you did this brown ale, was it more of a English or American, or what was your take on the brown ale?
Yeah, I mean, all of our beers are pretty malty, so, but it is definitely, I mean, we use American yeast, and, so it is a little bit more of an American taste, but it's nice and balanced, and, it's a little darker than I wanted, but it still has some good, really, some good, like, chocolate notes to it, so,
okay.
I'm pretty pleased for a first time brewing it. I'm pretty pleased on both of them, so, y'all come let me know what you think.
Yes. Now, I'll say this. We're in the midst of, eclectic styles, kind of not a renaissance, but a revolution. I don't know what you'd call it. Just the era of eclectic styles, with big, hazy, juicy IPAs and pastry stouts and glitter beers and all that kind of stuff. And those are fun and delicious beers, but, man, there's just something about a good brown ale that it warms your soul, and it's so good with so much food.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's approachable for so many people. It should be approachable for everybody, but it's,
right.
Delicious beer. So. Yeah.
I think it was on, brewing a brown was on our mass list of things we want to brew at some point, but it wasn't near the top by any means. But I wanted, actually our next few beers are going to be couple different IPAs, a strawberry blonde, that kind of stuff. So, but I didn't want for this anniversary party, I didn't want to do another IPA. So then that means we would have 3 IPAs on tap. So I wanted to do another dark beer. And so going down our list, in terms of not being too heavy, because we already have our stout year round. So everybody really wants me to do the pecan porter again, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for that for the fall, or I guess back to cooler weather time period. But so I wanted to do a lighter, a easy to drink darker beer. So that's kind of why that came back on, or why we did the brown. It wasn't. I don't know. We wanted to do it at some point, but not. I guess wasn't planning on doing it so soon. But anyways, I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I bet. I hope so. I want to try
And I heard so many people have said that they have not been able to find, like what you just said, they have not been able to find a brown ale recently. So kind of the competition behind that, the competitiveness, I'm like, well, let me see what we can do.
Yeah, no, I love the style, and it goes great with like anything off the grill,
Right.
Any hot dogs and stuff like that. That's like perfect style.
Yeah.
And it's,
Maybe the Gator Dog.
I'm guessing that's I'm going to put my money on that. I'm going to say the Gator Dog and a brown ale.
Nice.
That sounds like a good combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do bacon wrapped too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that could be fun.
Do they do bacon wrapped alligator?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
I think so.
And maybe that gator ate a pig beforehand. So it's like pig on gator on pig. I don't know.
There you go.
That's a whole nother episode, a whole nother show.
Yeah.
It looks like if you're watching on Facebook, it looks like Kennedy is on the comments. Kennedy, I hope you're having fun. Jules,
We miss you.
Yeah, well, sure.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I want you to know I'm going to blow your mind, Kennedy. I'm doing the streaming to every single platform from my phone. So if I can just get some graphics, then we can do this thing literally from anywhere, inside a closet, up in a tree. Anyway.
At a brewery.
Yes. Hey, yeah, there's an idea. Hey, you just expanded the tap room. One of the things that has, and again, everybody watching that I don't have the graphics, Jennifer from 4J on with us. Kind of like have to play radio. But it's it's right at a year. You just expanded the tap room. What's the biggest thing that's happened in the last year, though? You point to it and you're like, I can't believe we're here. Or, what are some of the, you look back on a year and those are like the big things that you're going to remember going forward?
I think in general, just the taproom space as it is has changed a lot. Our beers have changed a lot. We're constantly improving our beers, trying to make the best beer, and then changing the equipment to improve the quality of the beer. We're constantly doing that, but that's kind of on the back end. But in terms of just the appearance, I mean, just the tap room has changed completely. We used to have a 20 by 20 tent outside and 2 picnic tables, or 4 picnic tables maybe, and then we added a 20 by 20 tent, and then both of them got blown away and destroyed within 7 days of putting the second one up. So that was a disaster. And then we had a bunch of pop-ups because we didn't know what we wanted to do. And then we finally added in this permanent awning and built out more tables and kind of built out the space a little bit more. As of March 1st, we expanded the tap room into the next warehouse. So right now it's just seating inside, but eventually the entire wall will come down. We'll open the space up completely. We'll have our tanks and brewing equipment on the back wall, and then more, permanent tables and chairs inside the tap room as well. So the space is going to look really awesome pretty soon if we can ever just get the time to finish tearing the wall down. Indoor bathrooms now. So we have an indoor restroom with the plans to build out another one. So we're getting prices with contractors to build out another bathroom, so that's really, really exciting. The porta potties will be taken up after this weekend, so we are excited about that. Those yellow monsters can bid farewell and never see those guys again, hopefully. So just in general, I mean, the space has really changed. We're constantly trying to change things and make things better for when people come and hang out. We want you to come and relax and have a few beers and make the environment fun to do so.
When it comes to like brewing process and things like that, what have been some of the big lessons you've learned, or things you've figured out? I know when I observe breweries, it takes a little while for people to kind of, you just can't practice running a brewery until you run a brewery. Yeah. So what have?
Gosh, that's a good question. Just in general, so I remember, I see my personal Snapchat or Facebook memories from a year ago, and the last month has been really fun to watch because it was all getting ready for the opening last year, and then 2 years before that, the bar was getting built and stuff like that. So then, but the point I was trying to make, the a year ago at this time, we were kegging our first beers, and we were cleaning the tanks for the first time, and we were brewing on the system for the first time. And so all of that is so exciting. And to think back of what, at the time, we had no idea what we were doing, and slowly but surely learning, just because the equipment from homebrew to commercial is totally different. Now there's more similarities with, like, you can buy conical fermenters and stuff on a homebrew scale, and so that is starting to get more similar with clamps and gaskets and that kind of stuff. But we were 5-gallon plastic buckets, so going from that to all stainless steel, fermenter vessels, it was just such a learning curve. And so I'm glad to say that we know what we're doing now for a little bit. But constantly still improving. So now, now we have the basics of stuff, but now I'm trying to get into the weeds of water chemistry and yeast production and that kind of stuff, and starting just to learn as much as I can on those things to, over time, eventually improve our beer and the quality of the beer.
Was there a moment when you walked into work one morning and you're like, you felt like this was real? Because I imagine that's when you open a business or take on a new venture, there's always that time when you're like, am I really doing this? Is this really a thing? Have you hit that moment yet? Or is it one of those things where every day you're kind of, I can't believe I own and run and the head brewer at a brewery in Houston? Because that's...
Yeah, I mean, the last month, I've actually started to feel comfortable with what I'm doing. As we're a year later, and I'm starting to, after a double brew day, not be super exhausted that I have to go home and go to sleep right away. I can actually go out, go have a little bit of fun. And so this month it was really enjoying myself. But then now we have to get back to work and expand the next door, the next space open. So, yeah, I mean, every day it's like in terms of when I think about the industries I used to be in. So, in banking and construction and finance, the industries definitely weren't as fun. So when I think about that, and I go, we go to guild meetings, or we go, I see industry people out, and it's just so much fun, and just the how much the support and how much we care for each other is just awesome to be a part of. So that definitely, it kind of makes me step back and say, this is cool. This is really, really cool.
Yeah. Real quick, Lauren, Chris, hey, how you? They're both watching. Lauren says hi to you, Jennifer.
Hey, Lauren.
She's going to see you this Saturday.
Woohoo!
Yeah, keep your comments coming. Kennedy, keep the smarmy comments to yourself, sir. Anyway, no, that's one thing that I'm not going to say I'm jealous of, but I'm envious, or I guess I appreciate it a lot, that because there's most places that you do work, like you said, you don't have that sort of thing. So like the pictures from the guild meeting, you are at No Label, I believe.
Right.
Was that the last one?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, and that's, you don't see that. I don't think if there is another industry, I don't know about it, or it's not as, obviously I don't do a podcast or live streaming show about it. But just the camaraderie and the friendships from company to company, when technically, I mean, I don't know, I guess the competition, I don't know if you really, I don't know. It's not the same as like no, like a restaurant or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and banking, oh my gosh, the competitions we had in the banking industry was just unreal, and we hated the other bankers almost, and this is, and like a couple weeks ago, we went to Drink of Ages for John Denman's birthday, and there was I think there were like 15 different breweries there. Yeah. And it was just awesome. I mean, we had so much fun, so many different brewery somebody from so many different breweries, and just to be there to celebrate John Denman's birthday. And so that was really fun.
Yeah, that's one thing I was jealous I didn't get to be there. I need to figure out a way to be in multiple places at one time.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can defeat physics and reality, then I'll have won.
Yeah, let us know.
All right. Well, let's look forward to a year from now. Let's cast it out into the future. When you're back on in a year, you'll be on again before then. But when you come back in a year to be on Liquid Lunch and or Interbrews, what do you want to look back on in this next year? Let's write down some goals.
All right.
Let's go from dreams to goals. Let's write them down.
So the space obviously built out, hopefully sooner than a year, but have another fermenter or two, but mainly a bigger brewing system. I would love a bigger brewing system. I'm killing myself on a 1 barrel, doing 2 barrel batches, a 1 barrel system, but doing 2 turns every time I brew. So, those 15-hour days are really getting long, and if I add another fermenter, then that's 3 days a week that we're doing that. So if I could get another brewing system, that would be awesome. Hopefully in a year, maybe like hire somebody. I don't know. have a little bit more help would be great. And just keep rocking the space and doing what we're doing. Opening. Hopefully soon we can start opening on Thursdays and possibly Sundays. Having this space next door will really allow that, because I brew some Thursdays, and I'm kind of cramped in the back as it is. And then when we're open the tap room, I'm in their way and they're in my way kind of thing. And I hate that. So now that we have the more room, I can move around a little bit on Thursdays. So when I'm brewing, and so that would be great if we can open more days of the week. But as of right now, we don't have enough beer to open as it is. I mean, we have really had a lot of really good months this year so far, and our inventory is low as it is. So I'm trying to keep up and brew as much as I can.
Yeah,
so it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have, yeah, but it is still a problem. You want people to be able to come and get that beer anytime. And,
right.
When you talk about a new system, have you thought much about what that system would be, as far as like steam jacketed or electric, or what
Yes.
what is your I'm sure y'all have lots of conversations about it.
Yeah, the Blickman 3-barrel all electric is what we're looking at. And
I feel like all electric is about to get it's getting more pop, but they've gotten better. Technology has allowed it to be more efficient.
Yes, exactly. And the idea of not having, because we are direct fire propane right now, and the idea of not having, in the summertime when I'm brewing, having the warehouse at over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that in itself sounds amazing.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
I'm loving this weather right now. This is the perfect brewing warehouse weather ever. So this is awesome.
Well, you'll get it, I think, for another day and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll be into summer weather. It'll be 98 and
right.
But yeah, no, what would be obviously with electric and you're brewing inside, you don't have to have the ventilation quite like you have to with, you still have to have a ventilation system,
right?
Obviously, but you don't have, because you're going to have steam, but you don't have, you're not having, propane, whatever
right, exactly.
Deal, right? And then the heat, you don't have an open flame,
so
that's going to cut back on heat quite a bit.
Yep.
What are some of the other advantages other than it just sounds cool?
Right now we have to fill propane. We have a 50-pound and a 100-pound propane bottle that we have to fill once a week. And so that would be nice to not have to worry about that anymore. But then our electricity will kind of be going up a little bit more because of the electric cost. But so it's kind of just the not having to go and fill the bottles, and that will be nice. But
you know what you do? You set up weekly spin classes to be done at the brewery. A lot of people are doing yoga at breweries, but you could do spin classes and hook those bikes up and generate some power and store them.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you
That's
offset.
awesome.
And people pay to come do the spin classes. They pay to have the beer afterward, and they're generating electricity. I think we're onto something there, Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's done that yet.
I know, right? Spin studio and brewery.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we need to discuss? Well, okay, so we've got some goals for next year. Anything else? Obviously more appearances on Liquid Lunch.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to discuss before? Because I know you've got a busy day. You are getting ready for the event this weekend and everything else. So.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm excited. I can't believe it's already been a year, and golly, and like I said, I feel like I'm when you start a new job, it takes you a year to get comfortable and everything. And so now it's funny, not that I'm getting complacent, but I'm very comfortable with our production and what we're doing. And but now it's time to keep growing and keep moving. So never get comfortable apparently.
Yeah, no, it's
So.
It's either ahead or falling back, I guess, and
Exactly.
There's truth to that. All right. Well, Jennifer, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you for joining us here on Liquid Lunch today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Congratulations on a year. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you so much. I know, right? Going on year 2.
Are you going to do the 1-year-old face plant into a cake?
We should.
You need to.
I didn't even think about getting a cake. That's a good idea.
You need a cake, and then you need to use your hands and just mush it into your face.
That's a smash cake.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do that.
All right. Well, Jennifer Edwards, everybody. 4J Brewing, the anniversary this weekend. Get your Gator Dog and Brown Ale. And if you miss out on this weekend, let's say you're somewhere else in the great state of Texas or beyond, next time come back and then make plans to go Spring Branch 4J Brewing. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Talk to you later. Jennifer, everybody. And there she goes. That's fun. A year. I honestly, I can't believe it's already a year. It blows my mind. Hey, Rudy. Yes, the beer community is amazing. So here's where I talk about the beer community. So here's some things we got going on. And this is going to be a shorter episode than normal because I don't have Kennedy here to make fun of. Oh, and now I can't get it. I sat down without my beer. Hold on. I'm going to yell across the house and see if I can get a beer brought to me. All right, that was me yelling, hollering, not yelling at, hollering for my lovely wife Kelly to bring me the beer of the day, and I feel it's very appropriate, but I'll wait till she brings it in here. Don't forget that next week we're going to be at Thistle Draft Shop, and next week is the Astros opener. They're going to be playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and we go get ready to take it back, and the game starts at 3 p.m., Texas time. We are going to be out at Thistle to do this show. Kennedy will be back probably, unless he decides just to move. Him and Jules just moved to wherever they are. I think they're in San Antonio or New Braunfels or somewhere like that. Somewhere fun. But anyway, we're going to be at Thistle. We're going to have a pregame watch party and just get everybody ready for the season, the long season of Astros baseball. And we'll talk a little bit of baseball. Kennedy will delve into his vast knowledge of, America's oldest favorite pastime. He's just an encyclopedia of baseball knowledge because he remembers when they invented it. He knew the guys. They were younger than him, but anyway, he knows them. All right, he knew them because he's old. Kennedy's very old. Let's see, what else? We've got, Yesterday I got to go out to Ingenious. This is where I do a little shameless self-promotion. That's what happens when it's... I don't need a glass. What is that? Is that pink glass? Thank you. No, I don't need that. I'm not using that. It's a Pilsner. Anyway. Oh, wait. Spoiler alert. Hold on before I talk about that. Everybody saw what I was doing. That's fine. I'm good. I don't need that. It's fine. Thank you, though. I love you. All right, thank you. My wife, Kelly, everybody. Oh, this episode brought to you by Destination Gymnastics. If you're in the Cypress area and you own a daycare and you need those kids to do gymnastics, Destination Gymnastics is the most awesome gymnastics bus that you'll ever see. So, free promotion for Destination Gymnastics. Speaking of Destination Gymnastics, the bus is about that color. Again, that's a little tease. What was I talking about? I feel like I was talking about something. Baseball? No. Oh, Ingenious yesterday. Okay, there we go. Hey, Matt, thanks for watching. He says he's got to go get back to work, so that's cool. But thanks for watching. Yesterday was at Ingenious. They're, like I said, with talking to Jennifer, they're about to hit their 1-year anniversary. So we sat down with Justin yesterday, and we talked, almost hour and a half, just about all the awesome beers that they brew. When I say eclectic really is the best way to describe what they're brewing. We had the blueberry bramble, and you'll understand why it has to be called a blueberry bramble. We had that Berliner, blueberry bramble Berliner. That was the part of the can release from yesterday that's going on. You can go get those cans now. Oh, we got to try the mango orange creamsicle IPA as well. And what was the stout? Oh, the birthday cake. Is that the one? And it's their 1-year anniversary too. and they actually used cake in it. So, you know, when you talk about spectrum, one, those are the three that we tried, three very different styles. But, hey, Foamy Head 13. Through the Haze IPA from Bear Republic Brewing. There you go. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. You guys let me know what y'all are drinking if you're lucky enough to be able to have a beer today with your lunch. So anyway, Ingenious this weekend. The tickets are sold out for the actual event, but afterward, they're opening it up to the public. So go on their social, check out the hours, and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you're not in Spring Branch, you're way up in Humble, and this is me looking at a map using my hands, that's an event to go to as well. So that one's going to be fun. Oh, and then also grand openings, I believe, is Megaton, I believe, is next weekend. Okay, so set your calendar. 4J, Ingenious this weekend. Megaton. When is Fortress? Ooh, somebody jump on that. This is where I need somebody to look. Somebody let me know. I think, are my comments popping up the way they're supposed to? I don't know. I'll look. Let me look on my phone. So, anyway, a lot of good events this weekend, and plenty of things to pick and choose from. But Ingenious, if you want to listen to that episode, that was a fun chat with Justin. Of course, you know he's or maybe you don't know. You'll learn. He's a urologist. He's a doctor. Like, he had surgery that morning before the show. And not to give too much away, but on that episode of Interbrews, it's not just all beer talk. We get into some urology, like, you know, we go deep, and some, you know, anyway, you'll see. Just go watch the show, okay? Just go watch the show. It's available now, and there's exclusive content on for Patreon subscribers of Interbrews. Just go to patreon.com/interbrews or interbrews.com/Patreon. And if you support the show for as little as $1 an episode going forward, that means you just help us, you know, pay to keep the show going. You get exclusive content, and with the interview that we put for exclusive Patreon supporters, there is some secret information that that Justin put out about what Ingenious has got coming up in the next month or two, month and a half. Anyway, I've said too much already, but you got to be a Patreon supporter to get that information. So, you know, it behooves you to do that. Let me pull up your comments here. What else? Oh, this is where I could talk about what I'm drinking. So why don't I do that? Hold on, y'all. Okay, pulling up the comments. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is a segment we like to call, well, it's time for it. Where we go?
It's time for your favorite segment and mine, here on Liquid Lunch. This is...
What you drinking?
Good.
And in honor of the first day of spring, which was yesterday, I am drinking a Southern Star Spring Pils. A crisp, delicious Pilsner that is sure to refresh and make you feel all happy inside, especially with baseball season now starting. So you need to grab something like a Spring Pilsner, or, you know, that's just, I don't know. Do they serve, what are the craft beers they serve at Minute Maid Park? I know they got Eureka Heights and St. Arnold. But, you know, it's a pretty good beer selection out there. So there you go, Spring Pils. All right, what else we got? I don't know. That may be it. Rudy. Rudy, are you watching? If you're not, somebody tell Rudy. Somebody tag Rudy and let him know to shuttle into whatever moment this is on the show, the 35-minute mark or whatever it is. So we talked last week about the Roadhouse watch party. For all you people who have never seen Roadhouse, or it's been 15, 20 years since you've seen it, I did talk to Mike and Randall at Bearded Fox. We haven't worked out and hashed out all the details, but we're aiming at June. I can say that. But it's going to be pretty epic. So all the things we talked about last week, Rudy, we are going to need you to play if we can work out the date. And we want to work on trying to get a Tai Chi demonstration. Hey, Jeffrey, how are things? Like I said, Jeffrey, you just hopped on, so if you missed it, the Bearded Fox Roadhouse watch party, it's in the works. We've talked to them. So it's gonna be epic. What else we got? Yes, heart that one up. Thank you very much. Gosh, that's not much. It's gonna be a pretty short episode today. So let's see. I talked to Jennifer. Check. Always a good thing. Promoted the fact that the latest episode of Interbrews is up. Check. It's a really good one. Yes, Rudy. Oh, okay, Rudy. What was the song I was listening to yesterday that I was like, this would be epic if the homebrewed brass could play? Let me think about that for a second. I'll think of it in a second. But how much like 80s rock do you guys know? Oh, the Smash Beer. Okay, Jeffrey, thank you. I'll bring that up. But Rudy, just want to know how much 80s rock music do y'all have in your playlist, in your repertoire? And how long would it take you to work up some 38 Special or I don't know, whatever, Chicago or something like that. The Smash Beer. Oh yeah, and that's a great segue to let you know that this episode brought to you by the Grain Cellar. Do I have a? Dang, I don't have a sign. Preston, we need a sign. I'd point to it or something. I don't have my shirt near me. The Grain Cellar, Texas's Humble's premier homebrew store here in Texas, in Humble, Texas, 240 First Street West. I don't have the graphic in front of me either. But anyway, Preston, a world of homebrewing knowledge. Hello, Heath. Sorry, a little distracted. How's it going, bro? But anyway, if you want to get into homebrewing, if you're just looking to dabble, you want to try, he'll brew your first batch with you there in the store if you're feeling a little intimidated by the process. Preston really does, he'll pull you in and he'll teach you, he'll come alongside you, take you through all the ins and outs of home brewing. It's not that intimidating once you have somebody like Preston with you. And once you've been through a batch, you realize it's just making beer. And it's a lot of fun, and then you have beer. So there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, class about to start. Send me a list. If it's in June. Most things worked up. All right. I'm going to have we'll have to figure out how long you want to play. And maybe, what if I were to sing a lead on something? Could we do that? That would be fun. Like a little, yeah, we'll figure it out. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Thanks for watching. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, homebrew. So there at the Grain Cellar, of course, he's always going to have some beer cider that he's brewed on tap. So you can go in there and sample a little bit about what you can make. If you want to do wine or cider, which are both very approachable, cider especially, if you just want to, practice just with fermentation, it's like at the same timeline as far as fermentation, and then it's the upfront effort of wine. So it's one of the simplest things to make. It's just throw some juice in the thing and throw the yeast in, and a couple weeks later, voila, you got some homemade cider, and it's delicious. But back to your question, Jeffrey. The beer was bottled yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago, so it'll be ready in a couple of weeks. And when Kennedy decides to come back, if he ever comes back, we'll decide when we go back out there. And what we're going to try and do, we're going to do smash beers each time we're out there, about, I don't know, once a month or once every 5 weeks, however long it takes for these beers. Sometimes they'll take a little bit longer than others, I guess, just based on, I don't know, schedules and things like that. But we're going to just change the hop out and try to dig in to some hops. So this last one was Motueka, because it's fun to say. Next one, I don't know. We'll have to get with Preston and figure out what the hop will be. But when we come back and do this one, or try this one and brew the next one, then we'll, or maybe we'll just try it. I don't know. I got to talk to Preston. We got to see. This is one of those things. We just got to work out all the details. But we're doing a hop each time. It'll be the same base beer, the same malt, same yeast, same water profile, and same brewing process. So this is a fun way to learn about hops, because who doesn't love hops? I don't know. I have a list of all those hops. Yes, of Preston carries. It's like it's over 100. It's a lot. So in the next, 45 years or so, we'll get through them all, and we'll be doing this show from the retirement village, and we won't even have to take off work, because, like I said, we'll be at the retirement village. I don't know who'll be running. I guess I don't know who'll be running the Grain Cellar by then. Preston Brown the Fourth, his great grandson. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones, getting ready for the new season. Oh, thank you. Yeah, send me a list. How we can speed it up? Well, we don't necessarily want to speed it up, do we? You know how we could speed it up? We could do this show more often. And you know what the holdup of doing this show more often is? Kennedy. This is where I'm going to throw him under the bus. So I would love to do Liquid Lunch, like do a daily, like almost like a radio show better, because we're on the internet and we can say whatever we want. And there's no parameters and things holding us back. But do a regular show and then do Interbrews on Friday. That would be my ultimate, like, woo, that's awesome. But Kennedy has a fear of commitment. He loves to sleep. He loves to have personal time. And I'm trying to tell him, as a dad of 3 and a married man, personal time is way overrated. You just have fun doing whatever it is you're doing. So everybody message Kennedy, hit him up whenever he posts something on Instagram. Tell him you want more Liquid Lunch. Tell him to not fear commitment and just do away with personal time. There's no need for it. There's no need to have me time. So he needs to have us time. This is a delicious beer. Yeah, why does he not get married? Why is he not getting married? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I don't know. I think being married is awesome. I think being married is one of the best things it's the best thing I've ever done. So, anyway, like if I weren't married, if I had hollered at somebody to bring me a beer just a few minutes ago, there wouldn't have been anybody there. So there's that tangible, right there in the flesh example of why it's great to be married, because you can holler at somebody while you're doing your live streaming show to bring you a beer. I don't know. So let's put pressure on Kennedy, 1, to put a ring on it, to go ahead and pop that question, and then 2, to do more Liquid Lunch, and then then we'll do more smash beers, Jeffrey. That's what we'll do. We'll brew more live. We'll be in more places live, and you'll get more of this, and then everybody's happy. So anyway, all right. Well, speaking of this is just me on the internet, just sitting here talking into a microphone. And, I already talked to Jennifer, and I've already talked about the Grain Cellar and our party next week at Thistle Draft Shop. I didn't mention that if you want to help support this show, when you're making your Amazon purchases, you can go to liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon, and that's our affiliate link. And then everything you buy on Amazon, it doesn't change for you, but it gives us a little kickback, and that helps a lot with the little expenses. So the people that have done that, we greatly appreciate it. And then I also take the time to promote my personal other podcast, Interbrews. Yes, that's me starting the show, Close Music, a little early. Sometimes you have to run back to work, or you just sit outside and kind of take a breather. Sometimes lunch breaks are kind of ramble around. Coming out to the Grain Cellar on the 30th. Is the 30th the Rogue Brewers thing? What is that, Jeffrey? Because I know the 30th is also, I believe that's Megaton's grand opening, if I remember off the top of my head. Which one is that? Is that the Brew-In? Is that the... Okay, there you go. Well, it's also... So that's a full day. The 30th is going to be a chock full. Did anybody figure out when Fortress's grand opening is going to be? Speaking of Fortress, is that this weekend? Or is that next weekend? Beer. Crawfish. Oh, yes, the crawfish boil and everything, and beer. Yeah. West Coast IPA competition. That's right. Thank you for refreshing my memory there, Jeffrey. We'll see. I got to look at my schedule. I definitely want to. But next week, coming up on Interbrews, episode 199 with Fortress, and then episode 200 on Friday with Brock and Aaron at St. Arnold. We've already hit 200. I can't believe it. That's kind of a big deal. You got everybody having their anniversaries and everything. We're going to be talking about another big deal, which is St. Arnold's 25th anniversary coming up in June. And, just all the awesomeness that is St. Arnold and how they've helped push Interbrews and Liquid Lunch along. And, inspired so many to do so many great things in beer. So that's coming up next week. Big week next week. So we've got Fortress. We've got the Liquid Lunch Astros pregame party on Thursday. And then Friday will be Interbrews 200 with Brock and Aaron at St. Arnold. So I'm really excited about that. And then the 30th will be all the goings-ons, Grain Cellar and Megaton and all the awesomeness. So, man, it's a good time to be a beer fan. Oh, and the tournament. Everybody got their brackets in? I guess if you don't, it's too late. But you can watch those games at Thistle Draft Shop or Brew 30. Or I'm sure a lot of the breweries will have the games on, too. Is anybody skipping out to go watch games? Are people doing that? We should probably have basketball on right now. Hold on. When is Fortress's grand open? Don't everybody go... let me know. Fortress. When is your... Sorry. I'm rambling here. Let me see. Is it posted right here? Or did they already have it? Let's see. They had a thing. People came out. Where are their events? Yes, chocolate. No. It's coming up. Anyway, Fortress. Their tap room looks awesome too. Anyway, everybody go check out Fortress. They're at 2920 Spring Cypress, right off 45, in the heart of I don't know if the heart's north of Houston, Spring area. All right. Well, everybody, have a great weekend. And, be sure to listen to our latest episode of Interbrews with Justin at Ingenious. And we'll see you right back here next week. We'll be live at Thistle Draft Shop, everybody. Thanks to Jennifer. Thanks to y'all. Happy weekend, everybody. And that's where it fades out and gets awkward because just because the music ended, I still have to hit this button. Bye.